December 15, 1939. Dear Marg. Your letter was waiting for me on my return from Kirkland Lake, where I have been job hunting and trying to close a few sales. I had some success in the latter, but no job. However, every little bit helps. Sunday morning, my chum from New Liskeard called me up, asked me to help him install a new amplifier in the rink. This turned out to be a 3-day job, for which I am thankful. Funny, one travels all over looking for work and then finds some at his back door. I feel sure I will get work in Matachewan or over in Quebec, as I know the manager in both cases and have promised me first chance at the first opening. I am afraid I will have to wait until after Christmas though. Suppose I shouldn't complain, as there are quite a few men out of work around here. Although some aren't trying very hard to help themselves. Have received one reply to my numerous letters to the Royal Air Force, except the acknowledgement of my application papers. MacDonald, the pilot from Haileybury, is in Trenton until the flying up here opens again. We'll know more when he returns after the freeze up. Well, darling, that's about enough of yours truly. I suppose you are busy with the Christmas rush, etc. The store in Kirkland looked swell, and pay night saw quite a crowd of people shopping. I have to laugh when you say rain will probably spoil your New Year's skiing. It was 8 below zero yesterday morning at 7 o'clock, but milder today. About a foot of snow on the ground now, just enough to spoil the skating on the lakes and hardly enough to ski. This time last week, there was hardly any, but the skating was swell. I skated Saturday night. Have you seen Diane Dubon in First Love? Not much of a plot, I will admit, but I liked it just the same. Remember, we saw her in a play a year ago. Gosh, would I like to see you, even if only for a few minutes. Oh well, this can't go on forever. We have been writing each other for 3 years now, so surely a break will come soon. I think we deserve it, don't you? Well, Margie, I am about the end of my rope and I have to go downtown for a couple of hours, so we'll mail this. So long for now, darling, and write soon. As ever. Roger XX. December 30th, 1939. Dear Marg. I am certainly a long time answering, but with the holiday season, etc. I seem to have everything turned inside out. Didn't get home until the evening train Christmas Saturday. I never saw so many drunks in my life, and I have seen plenty at different times. It was really disgusting by the time the train reached Haileybury. Men and women laid out in the seats and floor, some sleeping, some sick, the rest raising the devil. Here is one boy that pulled in his horses, but of course I never drink much at Christmas, as it spoils the holiday for the rest of the family. Although Jack came home rather high but concealed it pretty well. I hope he doesn't start it the way Gil and I used to. Went to a dance last night and had a fair time, although I hate that wrangling jitterbug stuff, maybe because I can't do it, but it really is foolish, don't you think? We are supposed to go skiing Sunday if the weather holds out. It looks pretty stormy right now. I haven't had a real ski this year. Tension is pretty high in Kirkland Lake over the Finn-Russia scrap. The lad who sells the communist papers there is in hospital, and a girl secretary of the Red Society has left town owing to threats. She is a Toronto girl. I have a hate for Russia as a country, but feel sorry for the people. Poor ignorant devils. Have had no word from the Air Force, so are going to write them again just as soon as I write this letter. They will be wondering who this guy Boyer is if I keep on. Well, darling, how did Santa treat little Margie? Good, I hope. He's not such a bad old scout when you get to know him, isn't he? He was pretty good to me. While in Kirkland, I met George Tuff, the man I used to work for. He had been to Toronto and brought back 4 kids for the Christmas holiday. His wife was about crazy. He had 3 of the kids, 2 boys of about 10 and 12 and a little girl in the car with him. They were all eating cotton candy, including himself. The car was a mess, but I think he was having more fun than the kids. Too bad there weren't more like him. He knows what Christmas is for. Gosh, there is quite a blizzard blowing. I sure hope it lets up for tomorrow. Have you any snow down there? If not, it will mean no New Year's ski party as you planned. I wish I could go to Muskoka for the weekend. That's one place where you can have a real time at any time of the year, winter or summer. Gosh, I wish I could live there for good. I think I would be satisfied for life. Have to see a chap this evening regarding a job. This will make another on the string. One of them will surely break sooner or later. The sooner the better for sure, as I am sick and tired of running around the country for nothing. The only thing I get out of it is the scenery, and I am tired of that. However, a new year is here, so maybe things will change. Here is hoping. Well, darling, there isn't much more for me to say at present, at least not that I could put on paper. So Margie, the best for you this coming year. As ever. Roger XXX. January 8, 1940. Dear Marg. Thanks for the letter received Saturday. Was glad to hear you had a good Christmas and New Year. Specially to hear that you enjoyed the skiing without liquid refreshments, etc. I too spent the New Year's on skis, but we had a little tough luck for the first day of the year. The day was pretty cold with a strong wind, which kept us in the valleys. Then one of the girls fell on a downhill turn and cut her head on a rock. To cap the day, I fell at the foot of a fast run and ripped the sole off my boot. That was bad, as I intended to make them last another season, even if this is the third. However, I had them sewn, but the leather is pretty far gone. They did hang out yesterday when I went skiing with Don, so here is hoping they stand the gaff. There aren't many good runs around here. The hills are mostly short and steep with rocks and stumps to duck around, and I'm not so hot in the ducking and dodging. Went to the New Year's dance, but it was pretty tame, too much weekend celebration to last until New Year's night. I was home and in bed by 2 o'clock. I was quite satisfied with my weekend and no big head. I am trying to gather up a mineral collection. To date I have made pretty fair progress, but it certainly needs a great deal of study in order to identify the rocks and classify them. I should be quite an authority on geology by the time I'm finished. There are a few mineral collections in this town that surpasses that of the government and university. Their value runs well into the thousands of dollars. I have seen one collection and have an invitation to see another, but want to know a little more about rock before I go. As you gather, I am yet still one of the unemployed with no prospects until about the 15th or 20th of this month. However, something may turn up before then, one never can tell. Got a letter from Jack yesterday. He is quite pleased with himself. He has got a raise and is on the first line, defense, for the young Davidson hockey team. Yes, dear, it's over a year since we were together. It is a long time, and I do wonder what 1940 will bring forth. Sometimes it seems years since I saw you, and then again, it's just like yesterday. One thing is certain, I don't forget those times, nor ever will. Something will surely turn up this year that will give us more time together. I certainly hope so, and am counting on that something to turn up. Well, darling, we'll say so long for now and good skiing, but no rough hills until I can come with you to dig you out of the snowdrifts. As ever. Roger XX.